Today, I'm giving my Porsche to a stranger, and here's why. Recently, me and my better half Natalie moved back to Los Angeles, and of course we had to buy a car because Los Angeles is not really known for its amazing public transport, so we purchased a Porsche Macan S. Because both of us are really business-minded, we couldn't justify spending such a huge amount of money into a depreciating asset. Also, the both of us are working from home, so we don't really use the car that much. For a few years now, a platform called Turo is gaining more and more popularity and allows you to rent your car to strangers in exchange for money. In other words, Turo works like Airbnb, but not with real estate, but with cars. Having Turo in the back of our head, we could justify the high purchase price of the Porsche Macan S, and our goal is to basically drive a free car. So our goal is to make $1,000 with Turo each month for the Porsche to be a free car. In this video, I'm sharing my first month on Turo experience and also how much money I've made in order to find out if Turo is actually a viable business option that you may want to consider. But let us go back a few days so I can show you how I set up my Turo business. How do you feel about giving the Porsche to strangers? Does it bother you, or what do you think about it?
It makes me money, so I don't care.
So that was a strong statement of a businesswoman, but to be honest, I also agree because I don't have a super strong emotional relationship with this car. Of course, I did some research to find out what we need to do in order to get a lot of bookings on Turo. And one thing that's really important is to have super nice and high quality photos. And since I'm a content creator by myself and I'm very familiar with photography, but also videography, this was no problem for me. Because Porsche is a luxury car brand, we decided to go to Beverly Hills to showcase for the guest how nice it would be to drive with a Porsche through this beautiful Palm Street. So we took some beautiful shots of the car there, and we also shot this reel for my Instagram there. Put your head on my shoulder. By the way, make sure to follow me on Instagram. And afterward, I applied a little bit of Photoshop magic to the pictures, but not too much. And here are the results. Next step is to write a really nice description for the car, and I know you guys are in e-commerce, and this is actually good practice to write nice ad copy for your product page. Similar to e-commerce, I've looked up the Porsche Macan listings from some more experienced Turo hosts and copied but also modified my favorite parts of their description. Next step is to set up the daily rate for your car. What I really like is that Turo is setting a daily minimum rate for each car depending on its value in order to avoid price gouging. For our vehicle, the lowest rate we could offer it is $150 per car, and this is also what we did in the beginning because we didn't have any reviews or anything on Turo. One of my personal major concerns was what happens if somebody crashes my car. There's not too much to worry about because Turo offers 3 different plans of insurance. And the one that we decided for is the 75 plan, which means that we keep 70% of our earnings. With this plan, we have a $250 deductible, which means that in case of a damage, we have to pay $250 and the rest will be covered by Turo. To be extra safe, we also equipped our car with StarGuard, which allows us to track the exact location of the car with our computer, and we can even see how fast this person is going. Also, I've set up the minimum duration per trip for 2 days because getting one-day bookings is not really worth it in my opinion. I've set the permitted daily distance to 150 miles per day, so nobody drives from LA to New York City and back. After our booking went live, it took only 3 days to get our first booking, so it's time to wash the car for the client. Because I'm eager to invest as little time in Turo as possible, I didn't want to go to the car wash, so I found a mobile car wash that comes to your home. The guy was very reliable and he charged $25, but I also gave him a $5 tip, so I paid $30 for the car wash. So our first booking is done. The guest took the car for 2 days, and after Turo deducted all the fees and the insurance, we've made $210. We just had our second booking and we made $506. After our second booking, we got 2 5-star reviews. Thanks to those 2 amazing 5-star reviews, we got a little bit more social proof, as you would say in e-commerce. So we decided to increase the price from $150 per day to $170 per day. Nevertheless, we got a 2-day booking right after and we made $255, but
let's talk about the downsides.
Even though our 3 trips were an accident and also incident free and the car was also returned in good condition, one of our guests decided to smoke in our car.
But I got high.
Although we informed all of our guests that smoking is strictly prohibited in our cars, this guest still did it. And you know what, guys? When this guy returned the car, he left all of the windows down and he left an air freshener in the cup holder in order to cover up the smoking smells. It's so hard to get rid of the smell after somebody smoked in your car, and you can even smell it weeks after. In the end of the day, we knew that this is gonna happen one day, so we ordered a professional cleaning device to get rid of the smoke smell. If you feel sorry for me that somebody smoked in my car, you really don't have to be. Just hit the like button and it's gonna remove all the odor, and you're helping me a lot. Of course, we find the guy, however, we could have charged him $250 more for an extra cleaning fee, but we found out too late. Our earnings from our very first month on Turo without having any reviews were $1,021. But to be fair, we cleaned the car 3 times and we paid $90 in total, and after that our earnings are $931. Despite the smoking incident, everything went pretty well and also much better than I anticipated in the beginning. Also, I'm anticipating that our earnings in future months will be much higher because we're getting more and more reviews, but we've also increased the price. Also, if the majority of your ratings is positive and you completed at least 10 trips, you can become an all-star host. As a result, Turo will rank your listing in the search results much higher than a regular host. In my opinion, becoming an all-star host is quite doable. However, if you really want to get the most out of Turo, you should have at least 2 cars and not 1 car like us, because sometimes it was quite annoying not to have a car. Because when you have 2 cars, you can rent out 1 car and in the meantime you drive the other car. And even if one of your cars is booked for a longer period of time, let's say 1 up to 2 weeks, it doesn't matter too much because you always have 1 car to drive. Overall, I'm happy how everything went, and we will continue doing Turo, and we will also add a second car very soon, and you guys will see it. I would recommend Turo for people who have at least 2 cars and don't mind if it's getting a little dirty or if somebody smokes in the car. These are the clear downsides that you're probably gonna face. But if you have an emotional connection to your car and you don't want strangers driving your car and potentially causing an accident, Turo isn't for you. Hit the like button and subscribe. I see you next time.